We've got brand new Pokemon news, we got leaks, we got rumors, we got everything. Let's jump into it.
Butterfree, go!
Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I bring you guys a brand new video today, and today we are diving into a ton of Pokemon news. Some of this stuff I could have made into separate videos, but I figured I'd kind of hit you guys all with it in one nice little compilation. We're talking about leaks, we're talking about news, Pokemon 25th anniversary, and everything in between. It is going to be an epic one, so be sure to hit that like button down below. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. I post Pokemon videos every single day and definitely appreciate your support as we just passed 700,000 subscribers and are on our way to 1 million, baby. Let's not waste any time and let's just jump into the facts, baby. All right, first things first, we've got some data mining for Pokemon Unite, and we'll talk a little bit about Pokemon Unite towards the later part of this video, as well as some Diamond and Pearl stuff and everything else. But Pokemon Unite's roster has officially been data mined through Eclipse TT, who will come through this video a few times. Bulbasaur, Charmander, Squirtle, Pikachu, Alolan Vulpix, Jigglypuff, Machop, Slowpoke, Ghastly, Mr. Mime, Snorlax, Ralts, Absol, Gible, Lucario, Froakie, Fletchinder, Zeraora, and Gossifleur, with 4 new Pokemon discovered: Dwebble, Scorbunny, Cramorant, and perhaps Blissey. Those are the Pokemon that have officially leaked for the Pokemon Unite data mine. This is data mine information from the APK, I believe it's called, where there's a beta going on and people are pulling this information. So some very interesting stuff about Pokemon Unite going on. And Eclipse goes on to state the Pokemon in Unite have stats. It is not just about moves and movement speed, but rather these Pokemon have stats. And Pokemon Unite is the MOBA game that is supposed to be coming out at some point in the near future, which again, we'll talk about here in a little bit, most likely early next year. And this game is in beta testing right now, I believe in China, and we'll have to see how it's gonna shake down. I know a lot of people were upset about it when it was first announced because people were expecting something else. But I do think this game has some potential. It's free to start, whatever that might mean. So we're gonna jump into that whenever it comes out, give it a shot. But I will be doing some Pokemon Unite updates on the channel up until it's released and until we get a chance to determine whether or not we're gonna enjoy the game or not. I'm gonna hold out for judgment until I actually get a chance to play it. I think there's a chance it could be good, but I also think there's a chance that it might just be meh. The next piece of news is about Uri Geller and Kadabra. For those who don't know, the Kadabra Pokemon card was banned from the TCG because there was a magician named Uri Geller, and I guess Kadabra was named after him in other games and other regions, I guess. And basically, the gist is that he sued and he said, hey, you can't put my name on Pokemon cards, so they had to pull the Kadabra card. And then 20 years later, he's like, hey, listen, I'm sorry about that. I want to apologize to all the Pokemon fans around the world for banning Kadabra, my Pokemon. And then he goes on to plug his website of his museum. Now, some people might think that this is a noble cause, and maybe it is a noble cause. Maybe the guy changed and he changed his mind or whatever it may be. But ultimately, my dude just plugs his little museum link, and it doesn't seem all that authentic, but simultaneously, it's a weird situation. I do see both sides. While I generally stand with the fact that he probably shouldn't have gotten the Poker Card ban, I can also understand him feeling like it was made after him because it most certainly was taken in some inspiration. It's a tricky situation, but either way, Kadabra will most certainly be returning to the TCG at some point now that Uri has kind of released his stronghold on the Pokemon Kadabra. So we can move forward in our lives with Kadabra Pokemon cards and see what happens next with that. Now on to some pretty interesting stuff here. We've got Centro Pokemon Leaks, which is a pretty reputable Twitter account for leaking information and having some information, and they are saying 2021 Pokemon Unite coming in February. February, of course, is when Pokemon Day is going to be taking place on February 27th. They then talk about the new Pokemon Snap, Detective Pikachu 2, which is now starting to appear in a lot of these credible leaks / rumors, and then main series game aimed for November. Now, they don't actually say what the main series game is, but there's been a lot of teasing and a lot of reason to believe that it is indeed going to be those Sinnoh remakes. I am all aboard the Sinnoh train. I'm not going to be surprised if Pokemon throws a curveball and mixes things up for us, but I do believe that there is a very good chance that we get Sinnoh remakes headed into November. And then they go on to say that this is based on Kelios's info and our own source. We don't actually know if the main series game is releasing in November, but we trust Kelios a lot, and Kelios is a very reputable, I believe, French leaker slash kind of insider that seems to have some sort of connections to Pokemon Game Freak or Nintendo. So we're going to be keeping a very, very close eye on these different accounts and these different sources. They've nailed things in the past, from directs to different release dates and everything in between. So they have a track record of being correct in these scenarios. So again, we're going to keep a close eye out. And one more reason for you guys to make sure you're subscribed to the channel here so you don't miss the newest buzz on Pokemon Diamond and Pearl remakes, 2025 or 2021, the 25th year anniversary, and everything in between that could be taking place for next year's big Pokemon year. It's going to be a big year in general, so I'm excited about it. Speaking of next year and other news coming out, we've got Shining Fates is officially February's special set. Perfectly timed for the 25-year anniversary, Shining Fates is most likely going to take a lot of inspiration from the most recent Japanese series, Shiny Star V, which I've been opening on the channel recently. Great cards there. Now, the thing about the Pokemon English TCG is that they generally make cards a lot rarer, so while you may have some amazing pulls in Shiny Star V, I don't expect those same lucky pulls to translate over to Shining Fates, but nonetheless, it is officially confirmed. A lot of people have been speculating that this was going to take place, but this TCG set is going to be one of the most highly anticipated sets of all time. If you're interested in the Pokemon TCG or Pokemon in general, highly recommend keeping an eye out. aDrive is my connection for TCG cards. As soon as they have allocations, they will pre-order, and you guys will be able to pre-order it. Be mindful pre-ordering from other people because they're selling pre-orders without actually having their allocations yet, so just be careful with that. But this is a set that I think is most certainly worth picking up, probably the most desirable set we've had in a long time for the TCG. And if you're someone who, I don't know, I'm not going to recommend you buy them and flip them, but if you're looking to, you know, I think these cards are going to only increase in value from what their retail is. We see things like Hidden Fates and Shining Legends, those sets often being double, maybe even triple the price of what the retail price is. So if you find them at your retail store, grab them because they're going to be worth that slash more, and you can either open the cards and have some fun with it, or you could sell them to your friends or whatever it is. That's up to you, but I'm just telling you, I think this set is going to be one of the most highly anticipated sets of all time, no doubt about it, and I will definitely be opening it on the channel. The next thing is Eclipse posting a 2021 March rumor. This one's very interesting. It talks about a double March announcement. Seems heavy to withstand considering February Pokemon Day and what we'll get, but then it talks about some of the Japanese that might be a little weird. It talks about there's a kind of an announcement in March after Pokemon Day talking about an opening, then they thank the Masuda fans. They're going to have some availability from Generation 1 to Generation 5. They're saying that there's going to be a 3DS bundle game available in the eShop for the Nintendo Switch. So that's interesting. Detective Pikachu and Team Rocket's secret. Not quite sure what that means, but again, a lot of speculation about Detective Pikachu. And I can see them doing something with Team Rocket, who has gained a little bit of popularity, I feel like, in mainstream right now. Pokemon Ranger coming out for the iPhone, apparently. I don't know how feasible that is, but that's probably the biggest bombshell from this post here, is Pokemon Ranger coming out on the iPhone. I'm not gonna say that that's not impossible. We know that Nintendo and Pokemon likes the mobile market. I think I could see Pokemon Ranger actually translating relatively well to the iPhone as a remake and allow them to get it in people's hands. I think the Switch probably makes more sense, but mobile devices are I mean, everyone has one, right? So they really can instantly get a Pokemon title in a lot of people's hands. And then it talks about the end of the Direct, and then they talk about Diamond and Pearl and next week's details. So again, a lot of things pointing towards Diamond and Pearl remakes at this point in time. And the last thing here is, again, from Eclipse. I'm gonna just briefly touch on this. There was some hints going back all the way to October from Centro, from Eclipse. There was a bunch of riddles and rumors and all this stuff. And it seems like at this point in time, just to sum this up, there are multiple sources in the community that generally are kind of involved in these leaks and rumors and things like that. And there are multiple different contact points that are stating that we are indeed getting that main series game next year, and we are indeed getting Diamond and Pearl remakes or some sort of Sinnoh remake for 2021. That's the gist of this riddle, this rumor. Again, I'm not gonna go through every detail of it, but I'll have all the sources in the description below if you wanna see the full breakdown there. But again, a lot of different sources, a lot of different credible insiders are pointing towards that Diamond and Pearl remake. So there you have it. We covered a ton of Pokemon news, from Uri and his Kadabra to Pokemon Unite and more leaked Pokemon there, and much, much more, including the Shining Fates TCG set, which I'm super jazzed up about. If you guys enjoyed this rumor, leak, and information video, be sure to like the video down below. Let me know what you're most excited about headed into the next year for the Pokemon content, and be sure to subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as I post Pokemon videos every single day. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace. If you guys enjoyed this video, you definitely should check out this one right here. Otherwise, this video is pretty dope too. Check out one of these videos or they're never coming out with another Pokemon game ever again.